Welcome to episode 3 of the Out and About series that we are doing for our top tips on how to get a dog to be stress-free with you on your walks, and you be stress-free as well.
So what we're talking about here is actually how do we go about ending a walk, and I'm going to talk through very quickly gateways. Now notice I've popped my lead back on. The lead back on does not mean the end of a walk, so I will do this at various times throughout a walk, popping my dog back on lead so that actually we don't necessarily think that that's the end of the walk. So being on the lead isn't the end of the walk. Secondly, gateways. Gateways are huge, so really big, powerful stuff on gateways. So actually making sure that the gate doesn't mean you need to blast through it at every opportunity. And as you can see, Mag was quite excited about the gate. There's a nice place there.
So the gate opens and there's food arriving on, oh, it's landed in her hair. And there's food arriving on this side.
You thought you were having a bad hair day.
And all we're doing is we're just teaching her where the value is. And if she tries to go through, we're just going to close it, because the last thing that we want is a dog that will dash through gateways on a walk, because this gateway could be a gateway that will keep them out of trouble. This gateway could be one that actually, you know, is there for a reason. In this case, it's not, but
and
it
what
could
we could
be.
see is we could see that actually a lot of people make gateways the end of their walk. So I also think it's really nice here. She says, oh, I'll have that one. I also think it's really nice here to consider that gateways don't have to be the end. Gateways don't have to be the finish, whereas a lot of people will get to the gate, pop the dog on the lead. In that moment, their dog runs away because the dog sees the lead come out and thinks, that's a negative experience for me. I don't want to end the walk. I was quite enjoying my walk, and so actually, I'd rather not. Now, also, Tom, I don't know if you could do this one for me. Let's also pop her on lead and then let her off again. You're not having any of Magma's food. That's not yours. So literally on lead, off lead being another really great game when you're out and about, because actually so many dogs don't actually think that having the lead on is a good deal, because actually it's often it is the end. So it might be on, it might be off. Similar to the double clip game that we played in lesson 1. Actually, or was it lesson 2? I can't even remember now. I think it was in lesson 2. So same as the double clip game we played. It's exactly that. It's pop the lead on, take the lead off. And actually at this stage, you don't want your dog to think that the lead going on is the end of the fun or the end of the joy, or we've stopped having a nice time together. So lead on, lead off, another great way of effectively starting to consider homecoming.
And you can do this as well. The big thing here, guys, is that I'm using middle for that, but actually this could be just really whatever you want to do. You know, those of you who have done the Sexier Than a Squirrel challenge, you'll be very familiar with teaching your dogs middle and the value of that. But the key is that, I know you want the chicken as well. The key is all we're doing is we're clipping that on. We're then gonna feed a couple of times, potentially, feed a couple of times. We're gonna then unclip and feed away. And you might want to incorporate that double clip game in there as well.
When you are, I think we'll head back that way a little. So when you are, guys, considering how to end a walk or finish a walk, a few really basic rules. Put the lead on at multiple times during a walk. Don't make it about the lead. So pop it on and off. Make it a good deal.
Oh gosh, just hit myself in the head.
Handle your dog and handle their lead and their equipment
as well. Like, this is not an event. This is not a big thing.
And remember, at Absolute Dogs, we try to ditch the bowl, ditch the routine. So these two things go hand in hand with ditch the bowl and ditch the routine, because you're going to get the lead on, the lead off, the food out, the food away. Like, you literally can really mix it up and you can mess about with it. And for me, these are really important parts of what you're doing.
Absolutely. And the reason why we were kind of inspired to do this, do these videos and do this series, is because often you see our dogs playing the games and they're, super engaged and super animated, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, how does this translate to a walk where literally, the sun is shining, we have total freedom, and I'm not constantly feeding my dog or having to play games with my dog or having to do
I can let go of them, and actually they're happy-go-lucky, easygoing, normal dogs.
Yeah, exactly. And what we also wanted to show you within this is actually a dog who's very early on. She's 10 months old, an age when often they become a little bit delinquent,
or adolescent, we might call it.
And also a dog then who is further along, and we're feeding them and interacting with them even less. And yet, absolutely, we could do so if we wanted to.
And so the important thing here is that really the world's your oyster. We want you to think through a few things like ditch the bowl, ditch the routine, change the games, mix it up, make sure that you find many games that suit your dog and make it bespoke to your dog. Don't make gateways a place you put your dogs on lead. Don't make the fact that your lead's out mean your dog needs to run away. Our dogs tend to, when they see their lead, there's no sort of association with it, right? There's no, it's a nice headband. It's a good headband. So for us, it needs to be something that our dogs are very comfortable with and very happy about. And at the same time, what I would say to everyone out there is whatever your goal is, whatever your mission is with your dog, it's all achievable, and it's all achievable through games.
Yeah.
For us, having a walk with our dogs, it's pure pleasure, it's pure joy. And at this stage in our dog's training, I would expect Abra here to take pretty much sole responsibility, other than roads and traffic and sort of maybe put horses and bikes on this. She takes most of the responsibility, whereas Magma would take less responsibility, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
she's earlier on in her training.
Yeah, and that's, again, to recap, we have never trained this walk before. Magma has never been on this walk before.
It's brand new.
Magma has never met Abra before. This is games at home that translate to real life. And so really what we're saying is play games, have a plan A. If a gunshot goes off like it did in episode 1, have
Not
a plan
quite what
B.
you planned.
Have a plan B as well. Always be ready to support your dog and back your dog up and go have fun. It starts at home. It starts in your control.
In your kitchen, in your living room, in your bedroom, in your bathroom. You know what? You've all got it at your fingertips. If you haven't already jumped in on Sexy in a Squirrel programme, jump in on that. It's a lovely place to start for this, right, Tom?
Absolutely.
And keep playing games, keep watching the videos, stay engaged, stay in tune. This is absolutely doable for you.
Remember, game changers, whatever the dog owning struggle, there's a game for that.
If you haven't already, remember to subscribe to our channel.
And check out our new 25-day online dog training challenge. Watch the videos, play the games, transform your dog owning struggles.
As a loyal YouTube subscriber, you can get a 70% discount through the link in the description below.
And if you haven't already, subscribe to the #1 most transformational dog training podcast on iTunes and Spotify, the Sexier Than a Squirrel podcast.
And remember to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more live teaching, video content and free training using the links in the description.